Of the evening, the IBF Lightweight Championship. Rafael Ruelas, the champion, taking on challenger Billy Schwer. Go back to the weigh-in of yesterday. That's Billy, the fighter from England, who came in here and weighed in under the limit at 134 pounds, and that's Rafael Ruelas. Likened by Bob Arum earlier this evening to Alexis Arguello. He'd be happy to accept that comparison.
Be quite a thing to live up to if he could. And Ruelas a little bit younger, a little bit taller, the weight very much the same. Ruelas with a bit of a reach, and we would look to see experience as a big factor here. 10-point must system in effect for the IBF. 3 knockdown rule is not in effect. No standing 8 count. A fighter can be saved by the bell in any round, and only the referee can stop the fight.
So the rules are implanted in your mind, and now it's time for the challenger to make his entrance. That is Billy Schwer, the 25-year-old from England, who comes over here for his first venture in America. And his manager-trainer, Mickey Duff, well known to many boxing people, says that Billy Schwer is the most underrated challenger to come to America since Floyd Hunnigan came over here and defeated Donald Curry.
And Hunnigan then was a 6-1 underdog, so the odds very similar. If they're expecting Ruelas to have a lapse, it's very interesting. I like the people's confidence when they come over. They've been built up in their native country. They come up with the high expectations. Nobody over there told him he couldn't win. So he comes in here expecting it.
And why not? That's what he's here for. And it has been done before. Hunnigan may be the most dramatic example. Billy Schwer is ranked 5th by the WBO, 2nd by the IBF. The Union Jack is flying around him. That's Mickey Duff leading him into the ring. He has defended his British lightweight title, a title which he won from Carl Crook back in 1992. He is reveling in the moment. He even gets 5 from Michael Buffer.
You have to get everything when you come over. Don't leave home without the 5.
Hey, they see Michael and us on our ESPN top-rank shows over in England. They're hip to who he is. Billy Schwer, as you look at him, you mentioned he is a 25-year-old who has amassed a very fine record of 26-1. His only loss came as a result of cuts in a fight he lost to Paul Burke back in 1993. He is, by all accounts, not a bad boxer, but also a guy that will mix it up. There he is, the man of the hour right now, Rafael Ruelas, IBF lightweight champion, who, like his brother Gabe, came over to the United States at the age of 7. They pestered Joe Goodman into training them, a decision that I'm sure the Goodman brothers are happy they made, because Rafael and Gabe have provided them with some great excitement as 2 champions.
And, you know, it's one thing to have the hype as the Ruelas brothers have since turning pro, but all the hype in the world cannot help you get off the deck against Freddie Pendleton in that title fight. And that is really when he grew up as a pro, coming off the deck twice in the opening round, then turning the bout around and dominating it in the second half of the fight.
That was one of the most remarkable boxing matches I have seen in the last several years. It was exciting, and in his first title defense, he dominated Mike Efkin and defended his title. He'll be defending for the 2nd time this evening against Billy Schwer. Rafael Ruelas makes his way in to a loud response from his crowd, primarily a positive response. Of course, Las Vegas not too far from his native California, where he lives now.
A perfect time to pack them in too, just before the Super Bowl.
And though they don't talk about it, he is on a collision course, they think, with Oscar De La Hoya, the golden boy from the Olympics, if De La Hoya gets past John Molina and Rafael gets past tonight.
One of those cases where you sort of acknowledge it, sort of don't. We don't need Oscar De La Hoya, they say, but they make sure that the name gets into the conversation.
We will go up to Michael Buffer now. We're set to go for our main event. Let's go to Michael.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, along with your undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser. This Bud's for you. present the featured bout of the evening. This contest is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Dr. James Nave, Commissioners Nat Carasali, Dr. Elias Ghanem, Luther Mack, and Crispin Rivera. The Executive Director is Mark Ratner. Chief Physician at ringside, Dr. Flip Omansky. Attending physicians, Dr. James Wishgame and Dr. Robert Boy. The timekeepers are Al Bisick and Mike Lachella. This bout is also sanctioned by the International Boxing Federation. The scoring will be done by 3 judges at ringside. And the 3 judges are Mike Glienna, Dave Parris, and Bill Graham. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee Mills Lane. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand Garden here in Las Vegas, Nevada, let's get ready to rumble! This is for the IBF Lightweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the green with white trim, weighing in at 134 pounds. He comes to us from Luton, England, and brings a professional record of 26 victories with only 1 defeat. 21 of those 26 victories are by KO, and he currently holds the British Commonwealth Lightweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the number 2 ranked challenger in the world, the pride of Great Britain, Billy Schwer. And in the middle of the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks with green and gold letters, and weighing in at 135 pounds. Originally from Yerba Bueno, Jalisco, Mexico, but now living and fighting out of Silmar, California. His professional record, 42 victories with only 1 defeat, 33 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the IBF Lightweight Champion of the World, Rafael Ruelas.
Championship of the world. I expect a tough, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Let's get it on.
Well, the familiar strains of Mills Lane saying, let's get it on. And we are indeed ready to do that. Rafael Ruelas against Billy Schwer. That's the youngster from Luton, England. 25-year-old who has come over here to challenge. And that's Gabe Ruelas, the brother of Rafael. He did his job against Freddie Liberatore. Now he sits in the stands to watch his brother Rafael. Billy Schwer lands a little right hand on the inside. And Dave, even though Rafael Ruelas is such a tall fighter, he really likes to fight on the inside more, doesn't he?
In recent fights, he has obtained that strategy. You know, if you're Billy Schwer and you saw the first Ruelas fight, even though it doesn't pertain to your own, you might expect Ruelas to come out pretty fast here, being that his brother did, and maybe wants to outdo his brother a little bit.
Good right hand by Schwer. He has found a home. Rafael Ruelas, and you and I have done a number of his fights, he is not as good a defensive fighter as his brother Gabe. He gets hit much more often and sometimes gets hurt. And he's getting nailed right now, and he might be hurt.
He was off balance, and Schwer made him pay for that.
Good hook by Rafael Ruelas. And do not be deceived if Ruelas would even go down early in the fight. There's Schwer hitting on the break, and Mills Lane, who happens to be a district court judge in Reno, lays down the law. Round 1 is scheduled for 12. Rafael Ruelas in the white trunks, Billy Schwer in the green. Been already a pretty active first round.
Ruelas just missed with the right-hand bomb he was trying to set up.
They both
Schwer just missed too. They both had that one timed perfectly. There's the jab by Ruelas. Schwer gets his in as well. Ruelas trying to step with his jab and fire his right hand. Unlike his brother earlier, when he's jabbing, he's dropping the right shoulder a little bit. If Schwer can step inside, big if, he can land the left hook count.
Just about a minute left to go here in round one. And Billy Schwer, the challenger from England, has had a pretty good first round for himself. At least the kind of first round that would give you enough confidence to feel like you could hang in there pretty well. He's a good technician, Billy Schwer. We didn't know that until now, but I'll tell you, he throws his punches appropriately.
He gets some pretty good leverage on the shot. There's a nice uppercut on the inside. He did not throw it from too far back to amplify the points you were making. There's a good jab by Schwer, and he keeps his glove together. When he jabbed, he brought it right back.
I don't know when the last time was I saw Rafael Ruelas have a real after his championship.
With Omar Pacheco had himself a pretty good first round.
He did indeed, and Ruelas ended up knocking him out in 3, but he took some punishment early.
And the crowd will not let this be a boring fight.
So as round one ends, Rafael Ruelas complains, and maybe justifiably so, about being held.
You're going to have to work. What? Okay, let me have a towel. Hold on a bit and rinse it off, Greg. Listen, you're going to have to work to get on the inside, stay on the inside. He's going to try to hold you, so that's all right. Because one thing you can't do is oblige him and let him break easily. You got to make him pay for every hold.
When you make these judgments, you've got to be moving inside it and get your own jab going. Don't play any wild left hooks. I mean, all right.
Well, early it was not a cakewalk for Rafael Ruelas. See, he's being held there, and he almost goes down as Schwer comes up. Now he's not quite set, and Schwer goes for it and tries to score a knockdown there.
Even though he wasn't hurt, Rafael was off balance.
He was a little disoriented, and fortunately, he was able to keep his hands up high, and that prevented a Schwer bomb from getting in.
So his first round in America is under his belt, and Billy Schwer does pretty well, as those numbers would indicate.
And probably a split round on the judges. Same number of punches landed, a little bit of activity spurt for each guy. Billy Schwer has a sneaky little right hand.
He does indeed. Now, the most devastating punch Rafael Ruelas has is his left hook. And boy, he can hurt anybody with it. Oh, big uppercut. That hurt Ruelas, I think. Does Schwer know it? Rafael Ruelas, who has a history of going down often and early in fights, but coming back, is just rocked by Schwer.
And with that big wide angle that Ruelas is showing here, if Schwer plants himself right, he'll get a big shot on the inside. And Rafael following the advice of his corner there, making sure that he does punch on the inside as Schwer tries to tie him up.
Nice left hook by Billy Schwer. Schwer is a very compact puncher. The blood coming from Billy's nose. Rafael Ruelas is one of the most awkward fighters you'll find. But once he gets into his rhythm, those shots have a lot of power. It usually takes him a couple rounds to get into that rhythm.
And he has one advantage lanky guys have is that he can land a shot from long range and not pay for it.
Good left hook and a right by Ruelas. Let's see if it had any impact on Billy Schwer. Gets in by Schwer.
Schwer lands his right and moves to his right. See if that gets taken note of.
Mickey Duff pointed out to us that he thought Billy had a very good chin, and so far he's showing it. He's taken a couple good shots from Ruelas.
That chin is going to be tested throughout this fight.
Good uppercut by Schwer. feel Ruelas getting the rhythm on the inside a little bit.
He's starting to pound in there, even if shots are not landing, to establish his presence inside.
Under 20 seconds left to go in round 2. And you can also see another thing. Ruelas is starting to find a beat on that left hook.
He's trying to get Schwer to come into it.
Big right by Ruelas. That may have gotten to Schwer. We'll see. Well, round 2 ends, and it ends with Rafael Ruelas for the first time in a position he probably liked, really working on the inside.
Put your head back, son.
You know what I've always said to you? And the hook, and the hook. You never needed it more than you needed here. When you throw the right hand uppercut, throw a hook with it. Really both just pointed out the same thing to me. All right? You okay? Yeah. Now, deep breath now. Deep breath.
Warn him again for it, and then a point comes next. All right, wipe him off right there. Now, Rafael, you see the pressure starting to get to him. All you got to do is stay under control, stay loose, be long, but get in, show you how I mean. I don't care if you start out long, but then get that pressure going and sweep. And the right hand of the body's working. He's gonna have to start.
Schwer will need more of this. He gets the uppercut working. Tremendous shot there. His corner says add a left hook to this punch. And there's an uppercut from a different angle. Uppercut fever, and then Ruelas gets his in with the right hand straight.
So there's the work of Ruelas on the inside where Joe Goodman wants him to be. And look at the numbers in round 2.
And 174 of those have been power shots, so not much in the jab department thus far in this bout.
We're into round 3. It's scheduled for 12. Rafael Ruelas in the white trunks, the IBF lightweight champion, against Billy Schwer, the challenger from England. Billy Schwer has shown well here over the first 2 rounds. Been a pretty compact puncher.
Jab, trying to get it started, and Ruelas is showcasing, just throwing the jab in there for the heck of it, and that's why he's getting hit here.
Now they want Ruelas to get inside off of all that activity. Didn't quite get there, but did land. Big right by Ruelas.
He showed the jab first, and that's why the right got in.
But I got to tell you something. Billy Schwer took that punch and did not blink.
Schwer is trying to set up that nice uppercut counter inside and did it well right there. You see fighters get a certain pet punch during a bout and they keep going to it. Schwer has had his uppercut moving and Ruelas with the right hand.
Big right. Did it have an impact on Schwer? This is the best from the outside we've seen Rafael look in a while. Usually he does his best work on the inside. There's a bad cut over the left eye of Billy Schwer. Now he cut. We mentioned that he lost an important fight against Paul Burke, in which he got cut back in 1993. And we'll see if he will have that problem recur here. He's got a cut on the left eye and some blood from the nose.
We may see an opposite of Ruelas here. Usually, you go on the inside, that sets up the outside for you. Here, he may be trying to set up an inside attack by starting outside and winning it out there,
which he's been doing in this round. A combination by Schwer. The right now of Ruelas becoming a huge weapon. He's landed about 5 or 6 times.
And he's trying to slip inside the jab of Schwer and get his shots home. And Ruelas is really finding his groove here, putting shots together effectively for the first time. Missing some, but thinking in sequence.
A lot of pressure on Schwer, and that's what they want. When he's on the inside, he is a buzzsaw. A very effective round 3 for Rafael Ruelas. And we'll hear what Joe Goodman has to say to Rafael.
All right, now he knows what the champion feels like, right? Now, hey, Rafa, that's beautiful stuff. If you're looking sharp, but you see it all, your punches are coming off long, catching them on the end. Here's what I say, once you get on the inside, that's good, the wrap around right, but come back up the middle on him. He's got his head down now. It's going to be down even more often, okay? There we go. Now, I don't want you to get lackadaisical. I don't want you to take it for granted.
But when you let go, you've got to take over with some jabs. You understand?
That's not
Once you let your
Well, you talk
combinations
about
go.
adrenaline and emotion here. The jab, the bomb, right hand by Rafael Ruelas, and then Schwer tries to cover up. That's how the jab sets it up. And then Ruelas steps to the side off it. And another look, there it is. The jab kept him going in the direction of the right hand.
We head into round 4, and Rafael Ruelas, in the white trunks, the IBF lightweight champion, picked up the beat in round 3 against Billy Schwer. He landed 22 punches to 15 for Schwer and threw 76, while Schwer only threw 43. So in every department, he did better.
Schwer has gone down considerably in the number of punches he's thrown as Ruelas, little by little, continues his momentum takeover of the fight, perhaps permanently.
There's the hook from Ruelas. Rafael Ruelas is one of those guys that puts relentless pressure on you. And you may look good for the first 2, 3, 4 rounds even of a fight, but eventually he just wears you down.
Once he finds himself, he finds you. Gets in his big shots.
Over a minute gone already here in round 4.
If Ruelas keeps his jab out there, at least showing it, Schwer will have to work that much harder to get inside. Schwer's trying to counter off a mistake.
Rafael, when he lands the right hand, Dave, has been lunging a little bit with it, but some of them have been powerful nonetheless.
He's also come around the side with it. And that's because the jab, at times, has been a bit short. He's really been using the jab to showcase tonight. It hasn't gotten in very much. It's really just something to distract Billy Schwer so he can get the right hand home.
There's the hook from Ruelas. Schwer has been boxing pretty well up to this point in this round, but takes a good combination. Over a minute left to go here in round 4. As you pointed out, Dave, the pressure of Rafael having an impact.
Now, once he really gets it going, you know, he's awkward to fight. He has so many different angles. You cut off a couple of avenues, and he'll come in with some more. Now, Billy Schwer, game, wants to get inside, but Schwer will have to do more in there. Put a couple body shots together.
Schwer has won 5 fights this year. He's been a busy guy all over in England.
Schwer just missed with a good right hand. He was just a little bit too far away.
The left gets in by Ruelas. Half a minute left to go in round 4.
That Ruelas has had a looping right hand. Normally, you don't like that. But if Schwer continues to move straight back, he'll go right into the path of that looping right hand and make it a better shot.
Big right hand hurt Billy Schwer. The hook started it, and I think the right hand by Rafael got to him. Billy Schwer has starting to wear down here from the big punches of Ruelas. That'll do it for round 4. And this crowd here at the MGM Grand Garden enjoying the action. Here, listening to Billy Schwer's coming.
You've got to move into it. You've got to let him work. You've got to get ready when there's a slight...
Oh, I don't worry about him, Mickey.
He's got his time. I don't stop it.
Oh, fuck me. We've got one here.
Come on, Billy. That goes for you, too.
I know, you know, I know. You're doing all right, son. You've got to stay. You've got plenty of movement. You've got to be
You're
tough.
embarrassing this for no reason at all. You're going nice, Billy. Come on. You're starting to cross your arms. You've got ready with a 10-second warning, and he's cutting him down. Come on, Simon. Stay here and see the judge. Put a bell.
Well, Ruelas has found his right hand in the last couple rounds. Again, the jab almost gets in there. Strong right hand coming through. Ruelas has picked up the pace on all cylinders here. Lands a fadeaway uppercut, then a right hand from the side. So for Schwer, just too many things to defend against, too many unorthodox things, too.
The numbers in round 4, David, and it shows what we've talked about with the pressure.
And Ruelas going from 76 to 92 punches, starting to get up near that comfortable 100 number that you like to see from lighter fighters.
So here in round 5, we'll see if they are right that Billy Schwer is doing okay in his corner, or has the pressure gotten to him?
I think it really is getting to him, as Mills Lane warns about hitting and holding, but Ruelas is getting no resistance now coming inside. Earlier, he had to jab his way in. Now he can almost walk in. Get it, man! Come on, get it!
And less offense coming from Billy Schwer. After he had had some success earlier, we pointed out to you that that is often the case with Ruelas' opponent. But as the fight wears on, it usually turns, and that's what's happening here. Another good right hand by Ruelas.
And again, an unorthodox punch from a right-hand fighter. As he's moving to the left, he throws a right hand across his body and gets it in.
Ruelas in the second defense of his IBF title. He won it in a stirring win over Freddie Pendleton. There is talk of him fighting Oscar De La Hoya in May if De La Hoya beats John Molina, and if Ruelas gets through this, that one's certainly one that's piquing the interest of boxing observers. Big right. Well, Schwer held up well and then took another one.
And you're seeing Ruelas land lead right hands. Bodes very badly for Billy Schwer.
Those are big shots. Not too many guys have withstood those from Ruelas. Well, of the two brothers, Rafael is by far the more unorthodox. Gabriel Ruelas, a very sound technical boxer, but Rafael might be a harder puncher, though they can both punch very hard.
He punches down at his opponent. Now a good look at the cut over the eye of Billy Schwer. Mills Lane says, continue to get it on.
That cut is looking angrier and angrier. Rafael keeps landing right hands like that one.
Right on it, too.
And he is pinpointing with that right hand. I would not be shocked to see this fight stop pretty soon if that cut stays the way it is. Oh,
Schwer can't even see the right hands coming at him now because of the blood.
I don't know if this fight's going to go on much longer. He is getting whacked with those right hands. Rafael can land a right almost whenever he feels like it.
And there's a big hook, too.
Again. They will take a long look at Billy Schwer in between rounds. And that was an elbow landed by Rafael Ruelas. Dr. Homansky coming in.
All right. I can stop that. It's all right, Doctor. I can stop that. No problem to me. No problem to me, Doctor.
No, you okay?
Yeah,
fine. Yeah, the cut's fine. The cut's not a
Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
Okay. Now listen, I want you to fight like you want to win it, son. You're fighting like you want him to win. I'm telling you.
That's not really done.
Come on.
You've got to bob and weave your way and go forward, you understand? You're doing everything with counter-punching. Once you've let one go, you've got to go forward. A double jab or a hook, but you've got to go forward. All right?
Well, here's Ruelas getting in his bombs. He blocks one. Tremendous shot right there. Continues to keep the pressure on. Sounded like Monty Python in the corner there. Just a flesh wound.
We head into round 6. Al Bernstein and Dave Bontempo. It's the punches in round 5 brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers, courtesy of CompuBox, and you can see that Rafael Ruelas had a huge 5th round.
About a 4-1 margin, and he's starting to quicken the pace on his big shots. Big right hands have been there for him. Billy Schwer has the sense of urgency. Might as well try to open up and steal it.
We'll see if he can stop the right hand, Ruelas. He couldn't stop it at all in round 5. And not only, they did stop the bleeding of that cut around the left eye, momentarily anyway. But it's starting to bleed again now in this round. Hey, there's a cut on the left eye now. Billy Schwer now is cut on the left eye.
Now that's going to be a double salesmanship job on the doctor between rounds. Now Billy Schwer has to get inside. He's taking so much here. That's Ruelas' territory, but yet that's where Schwer has to go. What a dilemma.
Ruelas landing from all angles. Mills Lane wants them to look at the cut. Both of them, I might add.
And they'll take a look and see how deep it is.
the flip Homansky. Lets it go on. The cut is a little bit off to the side of the eye. It's not right on the eyelid.
They were looking there at how deep it was, and they'll continue to look and compare later if they need to how deep it's gotten.
The cut around the right eye is not quite so bad. Nice right by Schwer, but he takes the right hand. Once you let Rafael Ruelas get into this territory of the fight, Dave, and if you haven't knocked him out, which only one person has, he's a tough man to get out of here.
Well, now Ruelas, though he's punching down, is landing, and he leaps at you from so many angles. He's like an octopus.
Billy Schwer hit him with a good left hook, couldn't follow up on him. Ruelas with the uppercut in the right hand. Good right by Schwer. I'm not sure he hasn't gotten Rafael's attention in this round.
Well, Rafael loaded up with a right hand from the side. He left himself wide open, and for one of the rare times, Schwer was able to capitalize.
Big hook, uppercut by Ruelas. Now the cut on the right eye of Schwer doesn't look too good either.
Looks worse than the first one.
So here in round 6, the challenger from England, Billy Schwer, has had some tough sledding. Cut over both eyes, blood to the nose, and he is well behind on the scorecards, I'm sure. Still fighting, though. Landed a couple of shots against Ruelas. That'll do it for round 6. And as we look in at Rafael Ruelas, the doctor will also again go in to look at Billy Schwer.
This is a key meeting here.
Give me one more round, please.
Okay, Billy. Give it all you got. All right. Look up. Look up at me. Look straight up. Look down.
Okay, there we are. Okay, Bill, now your time's running out, son. Come on, let's go and be champion of the world.
Come on, Bill, go out, shit or bust.
Come on. Come
Okay,
on.
ready to do that? Go out, shit or bust.
They're not bad cuts, but they're making a fuss of it. We're away from home. Come on. Where you go, son? Come on.
Well, Jack Lindsay begging for one more round for Billy Schwer. If those aren't bad cuts, I haven't seen one in 15 years of doing boxing.
Did you see how long the nose grew after he said that? He said that for Billy Schwer's benefit. A little Pinocchio effect there.
He wanted Billy Schwer to have the confidence to come out for this round. We're into round 7. Ruelas has landed 171 punches to 109 by Schwer.
And you know, the Nevada Commission here has been eminently fair in the sense that gradual warnings. The first time, no problem. This time, we'll give you one more round. And the handwriting is clearly on the wall for Billy Schwer.
They seldom panic here in terms of stopping a fight. They're very fair to fighters and yet concerned about their safety. Round 7 is scheduled for 12. Rafael Ruelas, the IBF lightweight champion in the white trunks, defending against Billy Schwer from England. Rafael was maybe stunned early in the fight. Had a tough round or two, but since then has come on to dominance.
Billy Schwer sees Ruelas coming at him from so many different angles. He gets one solved, and here's another one from a different side.
Rafael has really been pushing his punches a little in this round, though, Dave. He hasn't really... Whoops, he kind of lost his footing there.
And Schwer tried to make it a big moment for him. He did land a shot.
Now, Rafael talked to us about the fact that they've been working with weights to strengthen his legs. That's been the one chink in his armor. And he says his legs are stronger, though it didn't look that way in that sequence there.
Sometimes when a fighter is jabbing to set up his right hand, he won't go all the way through with his jab. He just wants to have it out there, and he cannot wait to get to the right hand. And that's what we're seeing in the jab here. It's just going out there, sort of. Needs to flick it.
Again, the cut is bad around that eye of Billy Schwer, the left eye. That's blood all over the place.
And the danger zone goes all over the face of Billy Schwer here.
And Ruelas is trying to pinpoint it with his right hand and succeeding.
Another reason Schwer has been allowed to stay in this fight this long, you haven't seen him put the glove to his face thus far.
and he's been punching back the whole time. But still,
when guys like this are on the border, the referees look very closely at things like that. And the doctors see how much they can be talked into. It will be another big sales job between rounds 7 and 8 again.
Jack Lindsay begged for another round. They gave it to him. Schwer has not been able. Now there he is dabbing at the cut. Rafael Ruelas goes downstairs with the right hand. Ruelas clawing with the jab, trying to land that straight right hand. Oh, huge right by Ruelas. Again, the right hand by Ruelas punctuates round 7, and just as surely as Jack Lindsay will go in there with Schwer, so will Flip Homansky.
He's got a chance here.
Come on, Bill. He's cut. The other fella's cut.
He's cut as well now.
Don't worry about it. That's nothing. This one is nothing, Doc.
Starting to box nice.
Look.
Come on.
Billy, you've got to fight like you want to win it, son.
Don't be
Look at me,
going.
Billy. Look at me. Look
Yeah,
at me,
Billy,
son.
look at him.
up. Look, Dale.
Look at him.
The eye
Feeling
has got...
clear out of both eyes?
So now, as you look at Billy Schwer,
Stop.
Let's go to Fernando.
Wait, now, come on.
Well,
You
we're
want to do something? You want to be champion
go to
of
Fernando at ringside with Gabe Ruelas.
Don't be frightened to jab, Billy. There's what catching him.
Come on.
Gabe, you have to be happy with the performance so far.
Yes, I am. You know, he already took Billy's best shot, so from now on, I know it's my brother's fight.
Do you think it could go on too long like this?
I don't think so. I give it 2 more rounds.
Okay, thank you very much. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Fernando. And Gabe Ruelas with his comment, and the latest numbers are in. It all was
And
good for
with
Billy
more
Schwer.
precincts reporting, a landslide for Ruelas, 212 to 126 in punches landed, and another good sales job in the corner. 3 rounds in a row. They're helping him out.
So we head into round 8. Billy Schwer has gotten a reprieve with those cuts, and you have to say, in between each round, they do stop the bleeding, just that it begins again. And Rafael Ruelas continues his assault. Billy Schwer, the 25-year-old who came in here with an excellent record and ranked number 2 in the IBF, has had his moments, Dave, but just has not been able to sustain under the pressure of Ruelas, and his cuts have been a real problem for him.
He remains game. Whenever Ruelas misses, Schwer does try to launch right into a counter move to the side. The reach and the way that Ruelas is using his left hand and his moving his head has been too much for Schwer.
There's Ruelas on the inside. He has not spent much time on the inside. And they were saying that Ruelas was cut also. I haven't seen a Ruelas cut. So we have seen now this cut over the right eye of Schwer is open again.
And the more Billy Schwer gets hit and cut, the more he keeps coming.
Wow, look at the cut on the left eye, the right eye now of Schwer. Blood is all over the place, and now for the first time in a while, Schwer is backing up like he might be hurt.
And they'll have to take a close look there. He's appearing to be tired. He knows he's got to dig in and keep punching here, or they could call it at any second.
Good work on the inside by Ruelas as he was pushing Schwer back to land a couple of lefts on the inside.
Every time Billy Schwer pulls out of a clinch, he gets a receipt in the form of a Ruelas shot, no matter what it is. He never gets away free.
Now the trunks of Rafael Ruelas, which started out as white, are becoming crimson.
Now, are they going to tell him between rounds that's Ruelas' blood? If they do and convince him, that will be pretty good salesmanship again.
Well, Mickey Duff's a pretty good salesman. The hook by Ruelas. Half a minute left to go in round 8. The face of Billy Schwer, a mask of blood right now. Good hook by Schwer. He's having his moments, but they're just not enough.
Well, he can't really put a body shot with his hook. That's been one big problem for him throughout this fight. And he rubs the eye again.
Schwer occasionally lands a pretty good shot as he did there, but are they enough? They're probably not enough to win these rounds. The right again by Ruelas. Good body work by Ruelas. So, round 8 is history. Dr. Homansky makes his visit into the corner, as is normal after each round for him. We believe it is over.
They're going to get better building touch.
That is it. Rafael Ruelas defends his IBF lightweight championship. It is stopped because of cuts. On a TKO, he beats Billy Schwer.
And it wasn't just one big shot. It was a series of punches from all over the place, the cuts and the heavy bombs. The battle of attrition, and Rafael Ruelas wins it.
So, as you look at Rafael, he and his brother Gabe both succeeded in their mission tonight. Some anxious moments early for Rafael Ruelas, but he was able to get the job done, stopping this bout on cuts. And that is Billy Schwer, who came over here from England, ranked number 2 by the IBF, and acquitted himself well in spots in this fight, but just couldn't get the job done. And Dr. Cliff Homansky and the Nevada Commission gave him every opportunity to continue, but finally the cuts were simply too bad to allow. Later in the bout, Rafael Ruelas was able to really back Schwer up in this last round and hurt him, I think, in addition to the cuts. There was not too many times in the fight where he was able to do that. Here he had him. That was a punch that actually ended up being more of an elbow by Ruelas. He had Schwer in some trouble here in this round. Schwer really bothered by those cuts. One on each eye, actually. You see Schwer was able to get in some shots of his own, but not really enough to fend off the attack of Rafael Ruelas. Raf pinpointing the eye of Schwer, both the left eye and the right eye. You see him landing those good short right hands on the inside. Rafael Ruelas, just too much, really too strong for Schwer on the inside. And for the second time in his career, Billy Schwer is stopped on cuts. The first time was against Burke. Michael Buffer is in the center of the ring. Let's go to him now for the introduction for the decision.
By the challenger, Billy Schwer, Dr. Flip Homansky, chief physician at ringside, has asked referee Mills Lane to call a halt to the bout. The official time comes at the end of round 8. The winner, and still IBF lightweight champion of the world, Rafael Ruelas.
So Rafael Ruelas officially the winner via Michael Buffer's announcement. He's 43-1 with 34 KOs. He retains his IBF lightweight championship, and he is up in the ring with Dave Bontempo.
Okay, thanks, Al. Rafael, when did you find your rhythm in this fight?
Well, it took a little while because he came in strong like I expected him to. I thought I would be, going to my rhythm a little bit sooner. But he threw me out. He's a strong fighter. I gave him all the credit. He's a big fighter. He put in a great effort. It took, I would say, about 4 or 5 rounds before I started getting into the rhythm where I could throw more punches.
Do you think the way you used your reach hurt him?
You know what? Sometimes it did. Because when I was inside, he was able to work those uppercuts pretty good. So I did better with staying a little bit on the outside.
Did you wonder what was holding him up?
You know what? I don't really think about those things. I knew that I had landed some good shots and he was still taking, but I felt a little by little he was wearing down.
Now, you like to fight on the inside. You had to do more on the outside tonight. How did you feel about doing that?
Well, you know what? I've trained at the gym both ways. If I have a fighter who's strong, and this guy was a strong fighter, sometimes I end up working on the outside because he's pretty good on the inside himself. And if he's coming in with a good shot, which the uppercut was coming in, I figured it's on the outside.
Your brother gave a very good performance tonight, a very quick victory.
Yes.
Did you feel any kind of pressure either to duplicate or be right around that?
No, not really. I just knew I had to come out here and do my job. Just, win, and that's what I came out and did.
Okay, congratulations, both Ruelas brothers with sterling performances tonight. Let's take it now to Al.
Thank you, Dave. Excellent performance by both of these young men. And they both garner victories in 2 of our championship matches this evening. And as you look at this arena start to empty out here at the MGM Grand, they have seen 4 excellent championship fights, as have you. Rafael Ruelas winning over Billy Schwer. His brother Gabriel beat Freddie Liberatore in a superb performance. Alex Sanchez beat Rafael Orozco. And Constantine Zhu may be the most impressive performer tonight in beating Jake Rodriguez for the IBF Junior Welterweight title. That is Rafael Ruelas with his brother Gay. That's Danny Goosen, the man that started them in boxing. And Dan now with Top Rank, but he had an organization called Pen Goose Boxing. He and his brother Joe got them started. These two young men have worked very hard at their craft. They're also delightful young men, I might add, as are so many of the boxers, and many of the ones we've seen tonight. So we've had a very enjoyable evening of boxing. Sad trip for Billy Schwer to go back to England after suffering such a difficult defeat, especially since he was stopped on cuts. However, he acquitted himself well, and he's the kind of guy that you could easily see getting back into the title picture at some point. We mentioned to you about Alex Sanchez winning in our first fight in a very impressive performance against Rafael Orozco. He's looking for bigger and better things. And this man, Rafael Ruelas, is looking for bigger and better things. There is much talk about him going on to face Oscar De La Hoya. That would be in May if De La Hoya deals with John Molina. Well, the numbers are always interesting. And to go inside those numbers, let's go to the gentleman from CompuBox, Bob Canobio and Logan Hobson.
Okay, Ruelas, it was bombs away. He landed 256 punches, 215 of which were power shots. He really didn't throw that many jabs out. He was like a runaway freight train, leaving Schwer a bloody mess at the end of the fight.
And a bloody bad welcome to the United States. It was for Billy Schwer, fighting for the first time here in America, only managing to throw 380 punches. That's only 47 per round. Not a big output. Threw 265, fewer than Ruelas, 110 landed, less than Ruelas. Not a good night for Billy Schwer. Back to you, Alan Dave.
Thank you, Logan and Bob, for your fine work this evening, as always, in putting all the numbers together. And it was an intriguing evening, to be sure, of boxing, and certainly a pleasant one from the standpoint of the two Ruelas brothers.
Well, they come out, they do a very nice job, early knockout, one sense, and then Rafael has to work a lot, gets extended against a tough guy, and then he's able to put him away, unfurling all the cuts, just throwing so many combinations at Schwer that one way or another they had to stop it. He knew he had to work. He said he got his rhythm about round 5, and from that point on, it was all Ruelas in that bout.
All right, so Dave Von Tempo, was an excellent evening of boxing, and the third member of our team